Yeah. What's up, homeboys? Welcome to where we all talk about boxing. Huh? You can love it, you can hate it. I don't care. Go ahead and hit the like or dislike button. And if you're feeling the video, share it. If you got something to say, leave it in the comments. Break off some news, knowledge, facts, or opinions. And if you want to be part of the team, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell icon so you can get notified about new videos where we talk about real boxing, real spit without fanboying, race baiting, or narrative creating. Huh? The LGBC gets no love from the BRC with High V at the BYT. You know what I'm talking about? Texas, baby. Texas boxing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome back to Body Rockin' Combos. Real quick, I want to say I apologize to the people supporting me and wanting to see me do good on this. I've been having issues with technical issues, technical difficulties. Just trying to get this down right, man. That way I'm not having problems. Audio, video, different things that come up. If it's not one thing, it's another story in my life, right? So, anyway, to the subject at hand. Canelo Alvarez did an interview with Azteca, and he talks about a few things. He talks about, you know, his fight, his upcoming fight, the location of it, what he plans to do. They mentioned Triple G, Benavidez, his 175 plan, or if he plans on moving to 175, better said, and different things, ideas about Mexico's fighting locations, things like that. They also mentioned Jaime Mungia, and we'll talk about it and break it down. So they ask him why Yldrum. Canelo tells him like this. He says, Yldrum is a mandatory, and we agreed, meaning him and Smith agreed, that whoever wins, they'll fight the WBC mandatory, which is Yldrum, if the WBC throws that belt on the line in their fight. So they put the belt on the line, they have to fight Yldrum. Right? In negotiations, Canelo was talking to them about talking to the WBC about making that fight and so on, whatever. He's trying to figure out who's going to fight next. Anyway, it ends up being Smith, and there's a lot of talk and back and forth about him picking the easy road. So anyway, that he was going to duck Smith. Of course, he didn't duck Smith. He beat Smith. Once he fought Smith and he picked Smith, he picked the easy win, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Apparently he ducked him, but then once he picks him and he beats him, it was, you know, it was an easy fight for him, or whatever, you know. You know, he talks about in the interview about why Yldrum and why now, why so early. So Yldrum, of course, was the mandatory. They want to stay active. They want to stay adjusted. They want to get adjusted to the weight. You know, he mentioned he wants to fight 3 to 4 times a year. So February, May, September, and then again in December. That'd be awesome. You'd get, let's see. Then he goes on and talks about not taking anyone lightly, you know, that he wants to stay, like I said, he wants to stay adjusted, active, and or he wants to get adjusted and stay active and give 100%. He talks about how his opponents here aren't going to take him lightly. They're going to give 100%. They have nothing to lose but to become, you know, the face of boxing, or the one that beat the man, you know. So, you know, we know in history, you take somebody lightly, you end up paying the consequences for it. And, you know, look at Tyson and Buster Douglas. You know, Tyson must have took Buster Douglas lightly. Buster Douglas went in there ready and gave it all he got. He got the win. Of course, they have that controversial 12 count. meaning the officials gave him 12, the ref on stage, in the ring gave him 10. So maybe they gave him too much time. Either way, he got up, did his thing, and won, and shocked the world. Changed the path of history. And another one recent is AJ versus Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz went in there like a wrecking ball, big old round wrecking ball, and changed that course of history, changed those plans. He took away that 0, and I believe because Anthony Joshua took him lightly. He went in there laughing and joking, thinking it was going to be an easy win for him. But Andy Ruiz had that 1-2. What happened to the 1-2 in the second fight? I don't know. It must have got washed down with that money, but it is what it is. Hopefully we get a third fight. But Canelo says he's going to face everybody at 168, and he's not going to take anybody lightly. So who's he going to face at 168? All right. They ask him about who's going to face next. At 168, he talks about in the interview about Billy Joe Saunders, and he says that Billy Joe Saunders, he's not sure, but Billy Joe Saunders has a mandatory, and he wishes him luck. Hopefully he wins this mandatory, and he ends up fighting him in May. Now, Eddie Hearn made that deal the DaZn deal, so Canelo is fighting twice, and that winner, after he beats Yldrum, if he beats Yldrum, he fights Billy Joe. But Billy Joe says that he's not going to wait around. He's going to fight somebody. He's going to fight, and he hopes to be fighting Demetrius Andrade. I read an article that the WBO asked Eddie Hearn about what Billy Joe plans on doing, if he's going to fight, if not fighting Canelo or Andrade, that they're going to pick a mandatory. He needs to fight right away. That being, of course, right after the Murray fight. Then that's Billy Joe came out and said that, he wants to fight Andrade. So hopefully we see that fight. That's a good thing. I do want Demetrius Andrade, whatever you want to call him, Andrade. Hopefully he wins. I want to see that fight. The Billy Joe Saunders fight with Andrade, we should have seen it a long time ago. Hopefully we get it, man. If we get it, he wins. I'm excited about it because I want to see the Canelo fight too. I want to see Andrade versus Canelo. Andrade, perfect fight. Everybody, of course, that's another one. They say Canelo's ducking. Of course, they said he was ducking Billy Joe Saunders and ducking Demetrius Andrade, ducking Smith, Jacobs, and everybody else. He's just a big old duck, apparently. But he's fighting them all. He's knocking them out. Now that he has freedom to fight who he wants, we'll see, what he's really made of, so he can prove the naysayers wrong. Now, that's what us boxing fans need, is fights like that, big fights like that. Billy Joe Saunders, Andrade, and then they step up to fight, the big payday. The winner steps up and fights that payday. Just like Canelo had a fight, was told by Mayweather to fight Austin Trout. He beat Austin Trout. He gets the big money fight. Fights Mayweather. Gets the big shot, right? These guys got to do the same instead of just sitting around waiting. All right, the interviewer asked about Golovkin, Gennady Golovkin. Canelo replies simply as, I don't see it coming. I don't want to fight. I'm not worried about it. Worried about 168. Never say never. Maybe along in the future. Who knows what holds, but honestly, I don't see that being a fight that I want to make, or that's not a fight that I want to make, but if it happens, it happens, whatever. He didn't really spend too much time on it, neither will I, but I do want to say that I agree that that fight really doesn't matter, and Bernard Hopkins, the alien, the executioner, he did an interview with Tino from Little Giant Boxing. If you don't know that channel, subscribe to it. Anyway, he says that fighting Triple G will do nothing for his legacy that it hasn't already done. So it's true, right? You got the first fight, the card was the controversy with the card. The second one, Canelo, you either believe he won or you believe he lost. So he won it. I believe he won it. A lot of people say he won it. A lot of people, hard-headed, don't know how to judge fights or whatever. They seen Golovkin winning. Yeah, you see what you want to see, I guess. But anyway, he says first things first, 168, all the belts. That's who they're going to fight. That's who they want, everyone with the belt at 168. And that's it. That's on Golovkin. That's pretty much it. So everyone at 168. All right. They also ask him about David Benavidez. Will he be willing to face David Benavidez? Canelo says, sure, why not? As simple as that. Easy and done. Sure, why not? If he has a belt, we'll fight him. And if he doesn't have a belt, then after we collect all the belts, if there's a big fight that can be made, let's make it. Right? His words. But in Espanol. Cool. Man, as easy as he said it, I believe as easy as he would take that fight. A lot of people say he doesn't want that fight. David Benavidez came out and said that Canelo sent Smith an offer and also sent Plant an offer, but never sent him one. Then again, I think he had just lost the belt, or maybe he had that fight going on. I don't know. But it was true he didn't send it. Now, you know, I find it a little fishy that his promoter Samson kind of is holding up the fight between him and Plant for big money. So who knows if he's even telling David Benavidez about that fight being a possibility. So, and I know Eddie Reynoso has came out and said he's real close friends with Samson, David Benavidez's promoter. Anyway, so yeah, so there goes your answer right there. If he has a belt, do it. So if Billy Joe Saunders is going to face Demetrius Andrade, then maybe Plant, after he beats Truex, should face David Benavidez. That's an option. In the meantime, he can get that fight, and the winner of Plant and David Benavidez could face Canelo in September. A lot of people think that David Benavidez is the one that will give Canelo the most trouble at 168, to possibly beat him. I don't see that. I just think he's a big kid with a lot of strength, a lot of power. I don't see it yet. Now, whether in time he develops a skill and talent and different abilities, then yeah, I mean, Canelo's only getting older and he's getting older. I mean, right now he's 24 years old. Canelo's 30. But the sooner they make that fight, the better chances Canelo has to win, I think. Anyway, he's a big kid, man. If him and Plant can fight, I want to see that fight. I got money on it that Plant beats David Benavidez with two friends, $100 each. If that fight with Plant does happen, Plant and Benavidez, I wish them both the best. May the best man win. I'd like to see Plant versus Canelo or David Benavidez versus Canelo, but whoever it is, man, it's going to be a jam-packed fight. That's going to be an awesome fight to see, and action-packed if it is David Benavidez, and a very skillful chess match if it's Plant versus Canelo. So I hope we see that fight. Yeah, it's so best of luck to both them boys. And oh yeah, real quick, I think he probably has a chance to go to the IBO and fight that Carlos Ganora. He got to 168 IBO. A lot of people don't really hold that IBO too many as a belt, but it is a belt at 168 along with the many others. But I guess those are the last three to capture. All right. It's just an easy road option for him. All right, so they ask him about Mexico, and he says that He was planning on fighting Yldrum there. They knew that, but he couldn't because of coronavirus. And then he says, so they ended up picking the Hard Rock. It's a good thing that he can now go from place to place wherever he wants to fight. Miami, Florida, Hard Rock Stadium. Probably wouldn't have ever been there if he was still with Golden Boy. Like I said, now he left, he has that freedom to pick and choose where he wants. And, Mexico was one of those choices. He also talks about Japan, not in this interview, but that he wants to. One thing I didn't know, that he wants to fight. That he whenever he negotiates his fights, he no ifs, ands, or buts about it. In negotiations, they know, and it's already known fact, that they are going to show his fights free in Mexico. Now, I know I seen the Jacobs fight free in Mexico, even though I had DaZn. I mean, I still watch it there free. There was a little time delay, maybe like 30 minutes, I think, 30 minutes to an hour. But his people still get to watch it free. That's something that he does for them. So the Canelo haters, the Mexican haters, not Mexican haters, but the Mexican Canelo haters, because there's a lot of them. Yeah, I should be at least happy about that, because you never know which Mexican face of boxing is coming up next that will actually say that and give it to you guys free. Give it to the Mexican people free. You never know. But anyway, that's good that he does that. They also talk about Jaime Mungia and him being a representative and trying to be the Mexican rep, or whatever, whoever wants to represent, whatever. And they talk about him fighting Mexicans, or not wanting to fight Mexicans, him being verbal about that. He says if Jaime Mungia still's got a way to go in the future. If it needs to happen, it'll happen. A lot of people think he doesn't want to face David Benavidez because of that whole comment he made about not fighting Mexicans. But then again, David Benavidez is not Mexican; he's American. His dad's has Mexican roots, and his mom, I think, is from South America somewhere. So. Yeah, so anyway, like I said, he's up to that fight too. All right, so they ask him about 175, going 175. He says, "No, man, no way, no how." He says it's a totally different story, man. It's big weight, big weight difference. He did go up there and fight Kovalev, so I mean that is a possibility. That maybe one day, right? But he said that Eddie's looking at 168, and that's what they're gonna do. So for right now, definitely not. I remember when he was fighting Kovalev that they were talking about either Kovalev or Benavidez. Eddie Reynoso came out and said that. Then I know he fought. I know that Bevo said that he's willing to come down to 168 to fight Canelo. So who knows, man? Maybe we'll still get to see those fights one day, at least the Bevo one, because of course, like I said, everybody says that he picked Kovalev and was ducking Bevo and Benavidez, but he just wanted to go up there, get that record, 4 division champ, I guess, just to make history, make that record, I guess. And Benavidez was an option. They went with Kovalev, the more popular name, probably the usual win. So, I mean, criticize him if you want, but he did what he did. It's his career. He's making his choice, making his moves. It was still a tough fight. You can't say it's not. It was still a challenge. You can't say it's not. Don't mention other names that he's fighting when he's ducking, because you don't see anybody else doing that. And all the names that y'all want to say that he's ducking, man, they're not doing half of what he's doing, not even a quarter of it. So, let's just be honest and be real about it. That's it, folks. That's all I got to say about it. It was a cool interview. Watch it. It's on Box Azteca. Anyway, so peace, man. Thanks for checking out my show. Like it, share it, comment. Definitely comment, man, and like it. All right, man. Holla at you boys.